Here's another look at Ohio State running inside zone. This time it's out of the shotgun as opposed to the pistol like we saw earlier, but I think the idea is more or less the same. You see the ball starts off here. It's on the left hash. And again, Ohio State has a tendency to run this ball wide to the left in this case, and into the short side of the field. Not so much out of shotgun, but certainly out of pistol or from under center. But I think you can reasonably assume here with the alignment of the back, and this is something that Ryan Day talked a lot about, which is the reason they like to run out of the pistol and out of under center is because it creates the option of a two-way go for the running back. When you line up in the shotgun, you can really only go one way, and that's to the left here, the way that TreVeyon Henderson does. You can run a counter play that goes back the other way, or you can run a play like we've seen Ohio State run at times this year, where it's more of a toss to the same side as the running back. But most likely, and the defense is anticipating this, you're going to get run action opposite of the running back, and in this case, it's into the short side of the field where Ohio State likes to run. So I do feel like, again, you see Penn State kind of cheat that way, and that's influenced by the movement of the offensive line. You do have fairly solid movement here to the left, not quite as dramatic as you would on a stretch play, but enough, I think, to influence the defenders and make them think that this is a stretch play or a play that's going to hit out wide outside of 77, the left tackle Paris Johnson, or maybe between him and the left guard Donovan Jackson. And the tempo helps here too. Ohio State had just hit 2 downfield pass plays and snapped the ball quickly. So Penn State is not 100% set at the snap. You can kind of see defenders moving around or just finishing getting down in their stance by the time the ball is snapped, and that helps as well. I think that probably helps in the biggest case here with the right guard Matthew Jones just kind of burying that defensive tackle into the ground, but that creates the initial running lane. So you have all this flow from the defense to the short side of the field. There's when TreVeyon Henderson gets the ball, there's 4 Penn State defenders on the outside of the hash mark there, and this play is hitting away from that. So all that's kind of taken care of. You've sort of washed down 4 defenders already. So if you look on the play side, you have 2 offensive linemen or 2 blockers. You have DeJuan Jones and you have the tight end Cade Stover, number 8, and there's 3 defenders there. And this is really key. It's Cade Stover, number 8. So he gets this initial block on the defensive end. He doesn't hold it, but it's enough that guy can't get to TreVeyon Henderson. And then after that, Cade climbs up to the second level and gets this safety that's crashing down. It's just really, really good tight end work by Cade Stover. And then DeJuan Jones tosses that other second level defender aside, and you cannot ask for a better running lane than this if you're a running back. And Ryan Day has talked a lot about execution the last 2 weeks when it comes to Ohio State's running game and some of the inefficient runs that we've seen. And I know there's a lot of consternation about, running so often out of given formations. And I tend to agree with that. I am in the camp of running 100% out of the time out of any formation. Seems like it's not great process, but I'm not so sure that has had the greatest impact on what Ohio State has struggled to do running the ball the last 2 weeks. I really do think it is more about execution, and this is it's perfectly executed on this play. You can't ask for a better hold than that. The offensive line's job is to get this guy to the line of scrimmage and maybe 2 or 3 yards down the field before he's touched. Well, he doesn't get touched at all on a 41-yard touchdown run, and I'm not so sure that any running back in America can erase this angle that this safety appears to have, crashing down to try to keep this from getting out for a touchdown, but TreVeyon Henderson can do it. So he erases that angle, he gets to the sideline, and it's a 41-yard touchdown on what was arguably Ohio State's best executed running play of the game. I think by and large they executed inside zone quite well in this game, maybe a little better than they did with stretch, but it speaks to the value of running the stretch play as often as Ohio State does, I think, is that sometimes it can create a tendency for the defense to overplay those kind of looks, and then you get in a situation where you can run it inside kind of against the grain, get them flowing wide to the short side of the field, and then the back side of the field is wide open for you to run a play like this, and it's a touchdown for the Buckeyes.